During the mid to late Viking Age, there was an elite regiment of mercenaries living in Scandinavia and Eastern Europe, within the army of the Byzantine Empire. Their main call to action was the protection of the Byzantine Emperor. However, once he died, their focus changed hands. These men were not loyal to a single emperor, but to the title. The largest and quite possibly most powerful version of the Byzantine Empire, it covered much of the land in close proximity to the Mediterranean Sea, including today's Italy, Greece and Turkey, as well as portions in northern Africa and the Middle East. The Varangians, which were actually sometimes called the Varyags, were Vikings who travelled south and east through the Baltic Sea areas and what are now known as Ukraine, Russia and Belarus in the 9th and 10th centuries. Settling first in Ladoga, they later moved southward to Novgorod, eventually reaching what is now Ukraine's capital, Kiev. There are claims that a Varangian named Rurik extended his authority to Kiev, becoming the progenitor of the Rurik dynasty. These men have generally been accredited with the esteemed foundation of the legendary Kievan Rus. Kiev was reportedly founded by Prince Oleg, a Varangian. Eventually, a Byzantine emperor, Basil II, seeing the forked tongue of his kinsmen and the unwavering loyalty of the Varangian, employed these men to be his personal bodyguards. This is where the alliance between the Greek Byzantines and the northern Varangians truly flourished. Many of the Guard's most curious scholars were first intrigued to the topic by their most famous member, Harald Hardrada. This man was no stranger to combat from an early age, fighting at the age of 15 at the Battle of Stiklestad against the Danes. Later fleeing to Russia, he served under the Grand Prince of Kiev, Yaroslav the Wise, later marrying his daughter. After enlisting in the military service of Byzantine Emperor Michael IV, fighting imperial armies in Sicily and Bulgaria, with rumours of a crusade to Jerusalem. When he later returned to his homeland in 1045, he agreed to share the Norse throne with his nephew, Magnus I Olafsson. 2 years later, he became the sole king after his predecessor died in a military expedition launched against Denmark. For the next 15 years, he engaged in a bloody feud with Sven II until he was defeated in the Battle of Nyes in 1062. 4 years later, he attempted to conquer England, allying himself with the rebel Earl Tostig against the new English king, Harold II. He was eventually killed in battle and defeated at the Battle for Stamford Bridge that year, in what many historians mark as the end of the Viking Age, alongside a slow but sure fall of the Varangian powerhouse thereafter, completely gone in 1453, although a shell of their past selves by that point. Well, of course, the Varangians are mostly remembered today thanks to their time period of existence, with quite advanced feudal societies who had written records being kept in large quantities, but also due to their decisive and pivotal role in the prolonging of the Byzantine existence, being consistently and reliably useful at crucial points in wars and battles.